Greetings from Waltham, the Watch City. DV Media Productions and the Business Coach present We Found Excellence.
Hello, I am Michael Kaye, President of the Business Coach, LLC. I help businesses and individuals reach and exceed their goals. My passion is business, and definitely we found excellence.
Today on the show, we will be talking with Patty Kelly, owner of the UPS Store. The UPS Store serves individuals and businesses with exceptional shipping and receiving, faxing, copying, printing, and mailboxes available 24/7. Patty's UPS Store is located on Main Street in the heart of Waltham. Thank you for joining us, and we are excited to share what we found.
We found excellence. Hello, today I'm with Patty Kelly, the owner of the UPS Store in Waltham, Massachusetts. I've known Patty for about 10 years, and I'm a customer of the UPS Store. And every time I go into Patty's store, it's really nice where they always greet you with a smile, if it's Patty or Steve or one of the other employees there, so it's really nice. So Patty, I'd like to welcome you to We Found Excellence.
Thank you, Michael. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks. So Patty, how long have you owned the UPS Store, and what were you doing before you bought the UPS Store?
I've owned the UPS Store for about 10 years now, and previous to that, I was in the insurance industry as a customer service representative. So I've had like over 25 years of dealing with the public in the insurance industry, and now at the UPS Store.
Oh, that's great. And how would you describe your business? What products and services do you provide to your clients at the UPS Store?
Well, the UPS Store, we ship packages, of course, and we also provide internet service, faxing service, notary service. We do black and white copies, colored copies. We also do trading services. We're an approved shipper for the United States Postal Service and for DHL International. So we're kind of like a jack of all trades.
Location is always a big factor in any business. How did you pick that location? I think you were telling me about a story of how it all came about.
I always think I wanted to own a small business, and I worked downtown Boston, and there was some mailboxes, etc., that I used to go to, and you could get greeting cards and ship packages, and you could buy your MBTA pass, and the people there were really nice, and I just thought it was a good little business. Mm-hmm. And but I was happy doing what I was doing, and then in 2001, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Oh, wow.
So after going through the chemo and the radiation and all the things that transpire with that, I figured that, well, maybe it was time to try something that I always wanted to do. So it kind of gave me, because of the fact that what I had gone through, it kind of gave me the courage, I guess, to maybe try something new.
So then starting a new business or buying a business wasn't that big of a risk factor
Yeah,
at
well,
that point.
it was a different kind of risk. I chose to franchise over starting a new business because of the fact that I didn't really feel I was up for, all that risk. Mm-hmm. And the fear of not knowing, whereas this was an existing business. The store had been in mailboxes, etc., since 1986.
What kind of preparation did you have to go into the business? Did you have a business background, or?
Well, I went to school for business, so I had my accounting and different things like that. So I knew how to do that when I was first out of school. What I didn't know was the day-to-day operations of being the chief cook and bottle washer, so to speak. Uh-huh. So in buying a franchise with the UPS Store, they give you extensive training in the stores itself and at the home office, which is in San Diego, California. You spend 2 intense weeks out there, and they train you from early morning to late in the evening on everything about the store. In fact, they actually have a store inside the training facility, so it's like you're actually in the store. So they really had a good business model for before you set foot in your own store, whether it's you purchase an existing business or one that you're starting, in a new location.
That's really nice. So they have a very good training program.
They do.
Hands-on. And then I would guess that if you have any questions, there's people to call or a hotline?
Exactly.
And support that way?
There's support in all areas, technology. We also have local area support. You also have the other store owners in the area in New England, and we meet on a quarterly basis, and we all share ideas and experiences. And you can pick up a phone and if you needed someone in another store to help you, they're right there. So it's a nice community.
We took a trip to visit Patty at her UPS store on Main Street in downtown Waltham. Even though I'm a regular customer of Patty's, I learned a lot more of what Patty offers at her UPS franchise. Let's go check it out. So Patty, now explain, what are the different sizes of mailboxes? What's the difference between the different mailboxes? I see you have all different sizes.
It's the use of the box mailbox. Michael, these smaller boxes are for usually people's personal use. The little bit larger is for like a small business. And then we have the large ones here that are like for corporate use that receive large amounts of mail.
Oh, okay.
The boxes obviously can't always fit everything in there that you want to fit in there, but we also have a way, if you cannot come to us during our normal business hours, we have parcel receiving cabinets that are right there that if you can't come during the day, you can let us know that you're going to pick it up at night. We'll put the key to one of the parcel receiving cabinets keys in your box. You come in, you take out the key, you go to the parcel receiving cabinet, and then take out your parcel, put it in there, and we pick up the key in the morning.
Oh, so I don't have to be here during normal business hours, and I can still pick up a big package. And then if I do come during normal business hours and I do have a package,
we get it for you.
You get it for me, and I'm all set. Oh, that's great.
Good. So it kind of works out good for everybody.
Oh, super.
We'll even take it to your car if you need some help.
I've seen you guys do that before. So Patty, I have this hat, and you could package this up, and I want to make sure it doesn't get, keeps its shape and gets there nicely.
Sure.
Can you do that?
Of course, Michael. Usually what we do is we measure the item and then figure out what size box we have and then choose one of the boxes from the 40 different kinds of boxes that we have. And we don't want this to crush, so normally what we do is we put some bubble in the top of it, the hat,
that's good.
to keep that from compression. We don't want anything else to happen, maybe if the box comes in with weather or anything like that. So we usually put the item in a plastic bag.
Oh, that's smart.
And then, that keeps any of the elements out. And then we put peanuts in the bottom, because when you're shipping things, sometimes what happens is the boxes compress during shipping because they come into contact with other boxes, and place the article in there, and then you want to fill it up to the top with additional peanuts around the item. And then in fact you almost want to overfill it, because even though the peanuts are very good for shipping, they sometimes compress. So what we want to do is kind of shake them down so it's nice and tight in there.
Oh, that's good.
And then you just close it up, put light pressure on it, and then use one of the tools of the day, our handy tape gun. And what we do is called the H. We put six strips of tape on each box, so there's 3 on each side. One goes across and one goes on each end.
That's great.
And off we go.
Oh, thank you.
Voila.
So what makes your business unique?
The people make it unique. I like to think that when people come into the store, like you had mentioned yourself, I pride myself on treating people the way that I want to be treated. And I really feel that people in my staff feels the same way. We're all consumers too, so we want to make people feel as comfortable as they can a lot of times when you're coming in to ship something, people may never have shipped anything before. So we try to educate our customers into not being afraid, because obviously, you know, if they haven't done something, take for instance, if you're shipping like an heirloom item, we have a lot of things that we pack and ship for people maybe across country. If they're sending something to a loved one, and it's very important. So it may not be worth $1 million, but it is worth $1 million to them.
Right.
So we want them to feel confident in entrusting us to pack and ship that across the country and have it arrive safely. So I like to think that we make people feel comfortable, and obviously, you know, we've been in business for a long time, so hopefully I think we're doing something right.
Now, how do you market your business? You know, every business has to market themselves, and you know, otherwise, you get the best mousetrap if no one knows about it.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because of the fact, obviously, being a UPS store, the UPS logo is one of the most recognized logos in the world. But then again, too, the UPS store, like every once in a while, somebody will come in my store and say, "Oh, I didn't know you were here." And I feel sad when that happens, because obviously I feel like I'm not doing enough to let people know. But then again, we're a destination location, so depending upon what people need to do, they might not find us till they need us. And then, like yourself, you've been in the store for many years, and we keep on adding new products and services over time. So we try to make life easier for people.
What advice can you give the viewing audience about starting their own business or running their own business? What positives, negatives, things that maybe someone you wish they told you ahead of time, or that you know, we all learn every day in business?
Well, I think the time commitment is even more than you think you're gonna, because I knew that it would take a huge commitment of time to be able to do something and do it successfully. And obviously, when you start something, you want to be a success, so you kind of eat and sleep the business. But you need to have a happy medium with all the other facets of your life too. So I think you need to make sure that you plan, that you're a good planner, so you can plan your time with the business and also have time to do the other things that you like and enjoy. Spend time with your loved ones and your family and your friends and whatnot. I think the hard part for most people is the fact that there's still only 24 hours in the day, and sometimes that's just not enough days. You know, you can be the best, make your list, and you know, I want to accomplish these 10 things. And as you know from being in businesses, you can have 10 things on the list, and the next day when you copy those 10 things over, maybe only one got done from the day before, but you just, you know, you keep on going in the right direction. So
yeah, by making that list and then identifying, you know, the most important thing on the list at least, then you're getting the most important thing done first every day. So that's good. Now it's that time of the show where our guest is able to ask me, the business coach, a question or two about business to help them succeed with their entrepreneurial goals and endeavors. Let's see what Patty, owner of the UPS store in Waltham, wants to ask me, the coach.
Thank you, Michael. All right, I have 3 questions for you. First question is, what do you tell your clients when they are searching for a new business venture?
Okay, first of all, what I would do is, why do they want to search for a new business venture? Is it because they have that burning desire to do this type of business? Or have they just been laid off and they're looking for a job and they figure, okay, they want to start a business so they could buy themselves a job? You have to really want to do that business. You can't just say, I want to do this to create income for myself. Then you also have to look at your skill set. You had an accounting background, which was good because you have to keep track of everything in business. Otherwise, you don't know if you're winning or losing the game until sometimes it's too late and you lost the game.
Thank you. That makes perfect sense. What types of exercises do you have your clients do to help achieve their goals? In my case, the business model was already in place, so I could follow that. But if someone is kind of like following like their dream, what do you do to help them, you know, set up the business part of their dream.
Okay, so what you have to do is you want to set up a business plan. And I don't want to make the business plan for that person. I want to work together with that person and make the business plan because they have to be part of it. Because as a business coach, I'm coaching them so they succeed for a long time. I don't want to be holding their hand every day all the time. So what we want to do is we want to set up a plan, and we want to set up measurables that this person could do and look at, so that way they can measure, are they trying to sell one product a day or 10 products, or go out to see customers, or sell X number of mailboxes, or have 50% of their rentals rented. So you have to have different measurables that you're looking at. And then the person has to be keeping score of these measurables on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. And then once I get them off and running, I'll go in on a quarterly basis just to check up to make sure they're running properly. And then if they want to start another business or franchise or other locations, or something comes up in a personnel matter or whatever, then I'm always there to help them.
I know that you're an author, so I was wondering what books do you read, and what would you suggest someone like me read?
Okay, I do read quite a bit because you always have to get better, otherwise you can go backwards. And we've talked about different books when I've come into your store, so I brought some books here. And one book I would recommend is this book on entrepreneurship by Hershwich, Peters, and Shepard. In fact, I'm going to be teaching the course at the Urban College of Boston next semester, and this is the book that I picked to teach the course with. It's a good book on doing your business plan. You have your marketing plan, you have finance, accounting, personnel matters. It's a great book, and this is what I'm going to use for my course. And then with this, another book that was a fun book, also with business, is The Billionaire and the Mechanic. It shows how two people partnered together, a billionaire, Larry Ellison, who started out from nothing on the south side of Chicago and built up one of the largest companies, Oracle. He partnered with a auto mechanic, and they won the America's Cup. Now, they also failed at winning the America's Cup for the first two times. It took them 6 years to win the America's Cup. Wow. And it showed how you have to be persistent, and you have to pay attention to the details and everything else that's involved in winning the game of business and selling. And I also, as you know, I like sailing, yes, so that's fun.
That was a good book for
you.
So
that was a great book. Someone gave that to me, and it was a perfect book. And the last book I would recommend, for today, there's lots of books, is the book We Found Excellence. And this is the book that I based this program around. I interviewed different, this was with women and minority business people mainly, and showed how they started businesses, the bumps that they had to overcome, and how they became successful. And in this book, there's a 6-page section, pages I think 14 through 20, that shows here's 10 lessons learned. So if you just want to read those 6 pages, those are like the cliff notes of the whole book, and that would give you a good, fast lesson on business. So I'd recommend that also. In fact, I'll give you the book after the interview today.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks. Thank you for joining us today on We Found Excellence. I hope you found today's program informative, entertaining, motivating, and enjoyable. I would like to wish you excellence in your future endeavors. And I would like to thank today's guest, Patty Kelly from the UPS store on Main Street in downtown Waltham, Massachusetts. It has been exciting to share what we have found. We found excellence.